Welcome to my new video about XML and LINQ. Today I will show you how to get data from XML document using LINQ queries. I have 2 other videos about XML on my channel. If you still didn't watch them, please watch before watching this video. The video links are in the video description. Let's start. In this video I will show you 3 points. How to loop through elements of XML document. How to loop through attributes of XML document. And at the end I will show you how to convert an XML document to data table. Let's start with the first point. Loop through elements. First I will show you the LINQ query for loop elements. Then I will show you an example in UiPath, how to use this query there. The query consists of 6 parts. The first and last part are brackets. Within these brackets, we have the other 4 parts. First one, from statement. Here we define a variable for the elements. Then the preposition in, then the name of the XML document variable. After that we set the function descendants and then the element name, which we want to go through. The next one is a statement for group, join, etc. Here we can set these functions, if we need to do some grouping, etc. The next one is where or let statements. Here we can define a condition or set a calculation. And the last one is select statement. Here we get the data as output. For this we take the variable from the first statement. If we want to get the child elements of the defined element in the first statement, then we need to write the child element name here. But if we want to get only the elements, which we defined at the beginning, then we only need the variable without the child element name. I will switch to UiPath to show you how to use this query there. It will be easier to understand. First let's see my XML document. I have in first line the XML declaration. Then I have the root element. Its customers. In this element we have 5 different child elements. All these elements are customer elements. Each element has an attribute ID. And each element has 2 child elements, name and city. The city element has also 2 child elements, city name and zip. In the first example I want to go through all customer elements, and get the child element, name. At the end I want to get the value of the child element name. I should get these values as output. I save the XML document in a file here. It's the same as here. I need the path of this XML file, therefore I will first copy the path. Let's start in UiPath. First we need a variable for the XML document. Let's create it. It's of type XDocument. Then I need a variable for the elements, which I will get from the LINQ query. This should be of type collection XElement. Add an assign activity to read the XML file. I will use the method load, because the XML file is saved in file. Here we have to add the file path, which I copied at the beginning. Now add another assign activity to write the query. I will write the query as I mentioned before. I want to go through all customer elements, therefore I write the element name here. I don't have any group, join or conditions in the query, therefore I will go ahead with the last statement in the query. Select. Here I want to get the name elements, which are child elements of element customer. Therefore I will write the element name here. If I want to get the customer elements, then I don't need to write the element name here. Let's explain the query. This variable represents all customer elements. We select from each customer element the name element. That means, we get as output the name elements from all customer elements. These will be stored in the collection variable, name elements. Now I want to go through all name elements, therefore I will add for each activity. Change the type argument to XElement, because the items in this collection are from type XElement. Add write line activity, to print the value of each name element to the console. Let's now run the code to see the result. As you can see, we have the values of each name element from the XML document. Let's now try to get the city name elements instead of the name elements. To do this, we need to edit the query. As mentioned before, the variable L represents the customer elements. City name elements are child elements of the element city. City element is child element of the customer elements. Therefore we need to write first the city element, then the city name element. In this way we get the city name elements as output. Let's run the code again to see the result. As you can see, we have the city name of each customer element. Let's edit the query again to get the zip elements. We only need to change the city name element to zip element, because both are child elements of the element city. Let's run the code to see the result. As you can see, we have the zip codes for each customer element in the XML document. The first point in this video is done. Let's move to the next point. Loop-through attributes. I will show you first the LINQ query for loop-through attributes. Then I will go through the same example as before and show you how to use this query in UiPath. The query consists of 6 parts. The first and last part are brackets. Within these brackets, we have the other 4 parts. First one, from statement. Here we define a variable for the attributes. Then the preposition in, then the name of the XML document variable. After that we set the function descendants and then the element name, which we want to go through. At the end we set the function attributes, to get all attributes of this element. In the next line we can set group or join functions, if we need them. The next part is the condition, if we have a condition to get the data. The last statement within brackets is select statement. Here we define what we want to get as output. We need in this query to get the attributes, therefore we only write the same variable, what we defined in the from statement. So this is what a query for loop attributes looks like. Let's switch to UiPath to implement this one there. First I will disable this sequence, because I don't need it anymore. I will add a new sequence for loop attributes. Add an assign activity to write the query. But first we need to create a variable for the attributes. This should be of type, collection attributes, because I want to get all attributes from the XML document. Now I will write the query. I want the attributes of the element customer, therefore I will write the element name here. I don't have any conditions, therefore I will write the select statement directly. Let's explain the query again. This variable of customer elements is to go through each attribute of customer elements. We will get these attributes as output of this query. Now I will add for each activity, to print the attributes values to the console. Change the type argument to X attribute, because the collection contains X attribute. Add write line activity to print the value of each attribute to the console. Let's now run the code to see the result. As you can see, we have the values of each attribute from the XML document. So this example is also finished. Let's move to the last part of this video. How to convert XML document to DataTable. I want to get the data from the XML document and save them into DataTable variable. The table should look like this table. We should have the following columns. ID, name, city name and zip. ID is the attribute of each customer element. Name, city name and zip are the child elements of the customer elements. Let's write the query in UiPath to do this. First I will disable this sequence, because I don't need it anymore. I want to convert the XML document to table and write it in an Excel file. Here is my Excel file, which is currently empty. I will copy the Excel path, because I need it later in UiPath. I will add a new sequence for the new task. Add an assign activity to write the query. First we need a variable of type DataTable to store the output in it. Let's write the query now. First I need to go through customer elements, therefore I will set the from statement so. I will use the let function to save the different values from XML into variables. First I want to read the attribute ID. Then the child element name. This is child element of customer element. Then the city name element. And last one is the zip element. Zip element is child element of city element, therefore we need first to write the element city, then the element zip. The same is also for city name element, because this element is child element of city element, which is also child element of customer element. Now we have to select the output. I set the variables here to add them to the columns of the data table. At the end, I need to convert the output to data table, therefore I add the function copy to data table. So the query is ready. Add build data table activity to create the columns for the output table. Add the following columns. Make sure you set the columns in the same order as you write them in the LINQ query. First the ID, then the name, then the city name, and the last one is zip column. Add write range activity to write the table in Excel. Set the Excel path here. Change the sheet name. Add the table variable. Check the option Add headers to write the table headers in Excel. Now we can run the code. I will open Excel to see the result. As you can see, we have all data from XML as data table. We have all columns and rows. We are at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my videos, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you.